Hey there, I wanted to show the differences between the CFS and the AMS as far as being able to put your desiccant and keeping your filament dry. So here's a CFS. Here's the AMS. As you can see, I have right now it shows 37% relative humidity. I have not added the desiccant dryers. My AMS shows 31% because even though I do have the boxes, I have not dried the boxes, the desiccant, in a while. So I'll go ahead and do that. Towards the end of the video, you will see the difference in numbers. Once I dry the desiccant in the AMS, and once I add the dryers to the CFS. So here's the AMS internals. You can tell the AMS has a lot more slots or places where you can put desiccant beads or silica beads. So you have these in the back, just like the CFS. You have two locations in the back where you can just put your desiccant in the back. So you have this one and this one. One thing that the AMS has that the CFS does not is these open slots in the front. All of these little containers are printed out, so you can stick them in here. So as you can see, you have the slots here. They're empty slots. You can just print out these little containers, and it fill them up with silica beads. You drop them in, and that's another location where you could keep your beads in. Keep your stuff in there, and that helps you keep the AMS dry. So you have these extra slots here. Just print these out. Plus this here, you have extra locations to keep your desiccant, unlike the CFS, which only has the two rear parts. Here's a CFS. As you can see, 35 relative humidity. I have not put in the desiccant packs inside yet. I have to print this out because sometimes the spools start lifting up, and this little guide helps them. Since I print this out, no more issues. The CFS addressed that issue. They actually put these inside already. Comes with this, and they have the little rollers on top. Is it perfect? No. But does it work better than AMS? It actually does. I will say the CFS is noisier than the AMS, but that's besides the point. Okay, so the AMS has these slots in front where you can print this out. The CFS does not. This whole section in front, this whole section is completely filled up with the mechanism. As you can see in the back, nothing, you just have rollers. The CFS only has these two little sections in the rear, which allow you to put desiccant packs, or if you can print out little boxes for it. You can see this is the pack that came with it. It's already used and abused. It did its work. That's where we're at, whatever, 38%. So you only get two of those. That means it dries, but it's not as going to be as, you can't put as much desiccant beads to help dry it as you can in the AMS. So for these two holes in the rear, instead of using these packs, and instead of just dropping straight desiccant inside, desiccant beads, which can be messy, print these out. I will go ahead and provide the link. I believe I got these from Makerworld. Not sure. I will provide the link for this little container. Put your beads in there. You drop it in and drop the top back in. And you're done. As far as having desiccant beads inside the CFS. Again, this gives you desiccant inside the system, and that'll help dry out. But to me, that's not enough. You'll have to replenish that often. 7:30 p.m., 37%. No spools, no desiccant. So I like to use this desiccant. It's orange color, changes to dark brown when it's full of moisture. You can mix it, you can put non-color changing and color changing, but since I already have this 6 pound, I don't mix it, but you can. So we'll be putting it, this is the parts that I will be using for the inside and the bottom. These are the ones that I will be using for the spools. I just use these, put the desiccant inside. For this big one, because these would just go through, I have a bigger model. Well, I made it, sized up a bigger model that'll fit in this one. So the idea is just to leave it in there permanently, so it won't be an issue until you change them. And as you can see, I have quite a few of them. So, there are many. You can get them on Makerworld or on Creality's cloud. You can find your own, but the point is just have an extra desiccant. So this helps with the lack of space you have inside the CFS. I'll go ahead and fill my containers with desiccant, put them in the spools, and drop it in my CFS. And within, let's say 12 to 24 hours, I'll go ahead and check how much is dropped. So. Actually, wrong way, this way. Since it doesn't have a cover, I don't like to fill this up all the way because it'll be harder.
I'm not sure how to help you.
Because if I fit it up all the way, it's going to be a little hard to pull it out. I'll just keep it sealed. Make sure it stays tight. There you go, there's one. Okay, time to drop them in the CFS. As you can see, they don't stick out too much. Sit right inside, so it's not going to cause any issues. This last one is Pet G. Okay, there we go. See on the sides, I'll load it. Well, actually already dropping, 31%. Okay, I'll come back in 12 hours to check it. This is the humidity after 12, 13 hours. So after 20 hours or so, since I put in the silica beads inside the spool holders on the bottom part, I'm down to 7% relative humidity. As you can see also on the touchscreen, you can actually see the numbers. Click on your filament. You have right here the percentage. Oop. And you can see it. 7% gives you the high. So even when I was at 30 plus, I was still normal according to this. But I'd rather be lower. So that's my CFS. 7%. Like I said, it hasn't been 24 hours. Not sure if I'm going to get lower than 7. Either way, I'm still happy with 7. I will replace or check them at maybe 1 month or whenever I change filaments. One benefit I did not mention about having the spool holders filled with beads, it also adds weight to the spools. So as you can see, this spool right here, this is the new Elegoo plastic spool that comes with it, but it is shorter. You can actually see that it's not touching the top. So what happens with this one, doesn't happen often, but sometimes, because it is smaller, when it starts getting down to very low amounts, it can start bouncing up and down, which is the reason they have this in the first place, to prevent that. As far as my CFS, there you go, that's what I have. Now my AMS, 14%. This one has been about 18 hours. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen it lower than 14%, and that's because my sensor doesn't go lower than that. It might be less than that, might even be 5, 6, 7, but that's as low as it goes. And I'm happy with it, it's okay. So this one, same thing. Because this ones are embedded inside, I do check them at least once a month. Even when I change filament, I will just do a quick glance with a flashlight. If they're still orange, it's good, I don't touch them. Or if I see my number spikes up in the 20s, 30s, close to 30s, I do refreshing the beads. But there you go, I hope this helps. Especially with the CFS, because that one does need a little more help. Thank you.